Hello everyone, I'm Yaxuan. I'm a PhD candidate from University of Wisconsin-Madison. Today, I'm excited to share our work with you to understand the teachers' priorities and the contextual challenges they face, the insights we believe are essential for advancing more teacher-centered AI design in the future. As AI tools begin to make their way into educational settings, the major tech companies like Microsoft, IBM, and Google have each proposed their own responsible AI principles, often emphasizing values like fairness, safety, privacy, and transparency. But these frameworks are not designed with education in mind. They tend to reflect corporate priorities rather than day-to-day realities that teachers face in the classroom. Teachers' pedagogical values, ethical concerns, and practical constraints are often left out of the conversation. Our study here is to address the disconnect by centering the voice of K-12 teachers. How do teachers prioritize responsible AI values when integrating AI technologies into classroom instruction? And how are values that teachers prioritize related to various contextual factors? Specifically, we focus on 5 key responsible AI values and the 3 value conflicts that commonly appear in industry frameworks as well as educational contexts. Individual values include autonomy, fairness, transparency, safety, and performance. We consider 3 value conflicts: autonomy versus performance, fairness versus performance, transparency versus safety. To explore how teachers prioritize responsible AI values, we are inspired by Schuler's Human Values Framework, which identifies universal values and how people prioritize them based on context. Building on that, we adapted a value elicitation approach. Each participant in our study was randomly assigned to one of 3 common classroom scenarios: grading, scaffolding science learning, or classroom orchestration. In our survey, we framed this as Grade AI, Sign AI, and Orchestrate AI. This approach allowed us to go beyond abstract preferences and understand how teachers navigate ethical priorities in practice, which make this work more relevant to real-world educational settings. The second innovation in our study is recognizing the potential discrepancy between teachers' ideal values and their actions in practice. To capture this, we designed Likert scale questions and action-oriented questions for each responsible AI value. Rather than asking teachers to rate values, we also embedded them in realistic decision-making scenarios to better understand how teachers navigate trade-off in practice. We surveyed 98 K-12 teachers following a 2-phase structure. In Phase 1, we collected information on each teacher's demographics, teaching expertise, and classroom composition. This includes variables like self-rated AI experience, grade level, and the percentage of students of color, multilingual students, and students with disability in the classroom. In Phase 2, participants were randomly assigned to one of 3 AI scenarios: Sign AI, Grade AI, Orchestrate AI, and asked to reflect on 5 responsible AI values and 3 value conflicts. For each value, they answered both Likert scale and action-oriented questions, allowing us to explore both ideal and practical decisions. Here, we'll look at how teachers prioritize the 5 responsible AI values overall. We can see that safety and fairness emerged as the most highly prioritized values. Both had the highest median score in very compact ranges, indicating a strong consensus among teachers. In contrast, transparency had a slightly lower median and showed much greater variability. Autonomy and performance were the least prioritized values. Now, turning to the plot on the right, we compared teachers' Likert scale responses, which captured their conceptual commitment, with their action-oriented responses, which reflect the choice they would make in practice. T-test results show that teachers consistently rate values as more important on the Likert scale questions than action-oriented questions, which means while teachers ideologically support these values, practical decisions often involve trade-offs, particularly under constraints such as limited time, curriculum, or classroom demands. Furthermore, we examined how teachers resolve value conflicts when making real-world decisions using AI tools in the classroom. We found that only fairness was significantly prioritized over performance. Our qualitative data help us explain these findings. While many teachers recognize the efficiency benefits of AI, they remain deeply concerned about algorithmic bias and equity. Across all 3 AI application scenarios, Participants emphasized the need to protect students from harm, especially those already marginalized. To examine how contextual factors shape teachers' prioritizations of responsible AI values, we conducted a series of regression analysis. In these models, we used grade AI as a reference category, which allowed us to compare the effects of other two scenarios, orchestrate AI and sign AI. We found that transparency received significantly lower rating in both orchestrate AI and sign AI compared to the grade AI, while performance was rated higher in the sign AI scenario. When examining value conflicts, teachers in the orchestrate AI scenarios showed a stronger preferences for fairness over performance and for safety over transparency, relative to the grade AI baseline. We also found important grade level effects. Teachers who taught higher grade levels rated transparency as more important and were more likely to prioritize fairness over performance in value conflict scenarios. These results emphasize how both design context and grade level meaningfully influence teachers' value judgment regarding AI tools in education. Overall, our findings highlight that not all ethical values are equally prioritized by teachers. Across three AI scenarios, fairness and safety consistently emerged as top priorities. In contrast, performance and autonomy were less emphasized. There's also a gap between what teachers say they value and the decision they make in context, which point to the tension between ethical ideals and everyday teaching constraints. Also, value prioritization is not a one-size-fits-all. It depends heavily on the grade level they teach and the scenarios. For example, teachers emphasize transparency more in grading tools such as grade AI, especially at higher grade levels. Those results reveal the needs for flexible AI systems that can adjust to different educational goals and the students' population. By aligning system design with teachers' nuanced priorities, we can move toward AI solutions that are both ethical and pedagogical meaningful. Looking ahead, our future work will build on these findings in three key directions. First, we plan to conduct focus groups with teachers using authentic classroom scenarios. This conversation will help us unpack the real-world barrier teachers face when trying to apply responsible AI values in their day-to-day decision-making. This method allowed us to explore the value tensions that arise when ethical ideals meet classroom constraints. Second, based on insights from these focus groups, we aim to develop and analyze a set of authentic case studies. These cases will illustrate how teachers navigate complex trade-offs, such as when transparency conflicts with cognitive load, or when fairness must be balanced with instructional efficiency. Our goal is to inform AI design that better supports these nuanced, in-the-moment decisions. Third, we are working toward a cross-national comparative study to examine how perception of responsible AI values vary across different countries and educational systems. Understanding these global disparities will be the key to designing AI tools that are not only context-sensitive, but also inclusive and culturally responsive. Together, these efforts will help us bridge the gap between responsible AI theory and educational practice, ensuring that the future AI systems are grounded in the realities of teachers around the world. We are incredibly grateful to our amazing research team, and we'd also like to thank the individuals and institutions who had continually supported us and provided valuable feedback. Thank you for joining. We are looking forward to your questions.